And I forgot to point out the most important thing behind this clock. Typically, cuckoo quail clocks have got the high note bellow and the quail on one side, and then the low note bellows on the other side. And that's why the high note arm is normally not bent the way it is, because it's normally over here to reach the bellow over here. But on this clock, as you can see, the high note bellow and the low note bellow are actually, in this case, this is the high note bellow and this is low note bellow, because this bellow plays first, because the way the 8-point star wheel is designed. And as you can see, there's only one hole over here for the quail. Every other cuckoo quail clock that I've ever dealt with, there's one hole over here for the low note bellow and 2 holes over here for the high note bellow and the quail. Schmeckenbecher, they had to make things different. Let's take this one step further. Here's a Herbert Hare antique cuckoo quail clock. Now this is the low note side, and there's the bellow hole. I'm not gonna take this clock off the wall just to show you that on the quail side is the high note and the quail bellow holes. Schnmeckenbecher was brand new and starting to make cuckoo clocks about the time frame that this clock was made. They started in 1948 and they quit around 1996 or so. Here's that huge Fox and Grapes musical cuckoo clock that I have. As you can see, the 2 high note and low note bellows are both on the same side. Is it possible that Schnmeckenbecher was making musical cuckoo clock cases and then said, oh crap, we got these 2, and I've only seen 3 cuckoo quail clocks by Schnmeckenbecher. So let's say, oh, we got these movements here that we bought off somebody for cuckoo quail. It'd be a lot easier to make a hole in the quail side of the case versus taking the case all back apart to fix it properly. And again, Schnmeckenbecher became known as one of the most sought after clockmakers of their time. There's the Hoffenbras clock. We've got the farmer's daughter's clock. The woodsman's clock. The farmer's daughter's clock. They're very collectible clocks, and they sell for more than what antique clocks sell for. Let's face it, because they're sought after. I've seen Schnmeckenbecher clocks sell for $1,000, where an antique cuckoo quail clock might sell for $600 or $700. These Schnmeckenbecher clocks have got regular 25 movements in them, except for in the case like the cuckoo quail, but regular 25 movements are only 1.1 millimeters thick or thereabouts, where antique movements are 2.5, 3 millimeters thick, etc., and above. And so they've lasted 100 plus years. The farmer's daughter's clock that I bought, I got it for a cheap price, but somebody swapped out the movement because they didn't feel like putting bushings in or even fixing it. And they charged the people for a new movement price, but the movement had somebody else's name in it. And if you buy a new movement, it's not going to have anybody's name on it. It's going to be blank. Regula puts people's names on the movements if they buy a certain amount of movements off of them. Jody Davis, who custom designs cuckoo clocks, Jody Davis Cuckoo Clock Artist is her YouTube channel. She can attest to that. She buys movements from Germany, and they're not going to put her name on the movements unless she puts in a big order. And so it's hurting the value of your clock when somebody, depending on the clock, it's hurting the value of Schmeckenbecher clocks when somebody puts a different movement in it and it doesn't have the Schmeckenbecher's name on it. And that clock there runs on the average around $300 and up. But this clock here, which is the Church of Our Lady clock, it has sold for $1,000. And so, again, it's not an antique, but Schnmeckenbecher designed clocks that people want. So when they were first starting, yeah, they might have screwed up. They didn't really know what was going on. This is a Herbert Hur 1950s cuckoo quail clock. Low note movement hole, quail hole, high note hole, and that's how they typically are. I've never seen one where the quail hole was by itself and the high and low note was on that side over there. This is a Oompa Loompa musical chalet cuckoo clock, and here the high note and low note holes on the same side, because the other side is used for the music system. And so that's what I think, personally, that case might have been originally designed for a musical cuckoo clock, but they said, hey, we got these movements here that we bought, let's go ahead and make it into a cuckoo quail clock. Just my personal opinion. What do y'all think? Leave me some comments. Have you ever seen a Schnmeckenbecher cuckoo quail clock before? Again, this is the only third one I've ever seen. May God bless each and every one of you.